Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2024. Today I'm going to recap the weekend's college basketball and NBA, look ahead to today's games in each sport. We have NHL back, so we will go over tonight's slate. We have soccer, NFL Pro Bowl, NHL All-Star Weekend to talk about, golf, NASCAR news and notes, best bets. So big show today, but not a lot of time. We'll start college basketball. We'll go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to the games being played tonight. So Friday, Kent State over Buffalo, 83-52. Number 21, Dayton over St. Bonaventure, 76-71. Iowa over Ohio State, 79-77. Cornell over Dartmouth, 56-53. Rider over Siena, 91-70. Quinnipiac over Manhattan, 77-71. Niagara over St. Peter's, 68-59 in OT. Mount St. Mary's over Marist, 76-58. Iona over Fairfield, 91-82. Yale over Princeton, 70-64. Harvard over Columbia, 62-59. Brown over Penn, 70-61. Butler over number 13, Creighton, 99-98. Akron over Toledo, 77-70. And Nevada over San Jose State, 90-60. Saturday notable results. Number 1, UConn over St. John, 77-64. Miami over Va-Tech, 82-74. Penn State over Indiana, 85-71. LSU over Arkansas, 95-74. UMass over George Mason, 66-65. St. Joe's over LaSalle, 88-82. Duquesne over Rhode Island, 85-71. Memphis over Wichita State, 65-63. South Carolina over Georgia, 72-62. Number 9, Marquette over Georgetown, 91-57. Texas over number 25, TCU, 77-66. Virginia over Clemson, 66-65. Oklahoma State over Kansas State, 75-72. Charlotte over East Carolina, 67-52. Charleston over William & Mary, 84-83. Minnesota over Northwestern, 75-66 in overtime. Fordham over St. Louis, 67-65. Cal over Arizona State, 81-66. Rice over UTSA, 80-66. App State over Georgia Southern, 85-84 in overtime. San Diego State over number 17, Utah State, 81-67. Vandy over Missouri, 68-61. Number 8, Kansas over number 4, Houston, 78-65. UCF over number 23, Oklahoma, 74-63. Rutgers over Michigan, 69-59. A&M over Florida, 67-66. VCU over Richmond, 63-52. Boise over Air Force, 94-56. JMU over Old Dominion, 78-63. Troy over Georgia State, 78-74. Marshall over Coastal Carolina, 91-74. Sanford over Chattanooga, 78-56. Utah over Colorado, 73-68. NC State over Georgia Tech, 82-76. Michigan State over Maryland, 63-54. Cincinnati over number 15, Texas Tech, 75-72. Number 16, Auburn over Ole Miss, 91-77. Number 20, FAU over Tulsa, 102-70. Number 22, BYU over West Virginia, 86-73. Pitt over Notre Dame, 70-60. South Florida over North Texas, 60-55. Indiana State over Drake, 75-67. Number 3, North Carolina over number 7, Duke, 93-84. USC over Oregon State, 82-54. UNC Wilmington over Campbell, 77-74. San Diego State over Santa Clara, 70-59. Wake over Syracuse, 99-70. Number 18, Baylor over number 12, Iowa State, 70-68. Louisville over Florida State, 101-92. UNLV over Wyoming, 62-48. Portland over Pepperdine, 93-89. Western Kentucky over Middle Tennessee, 88-65. Number 5, Tennessee over number 10, Kentucky, 103-92. Number 24, Alabama over Mississippi State, 99-67. Washington State over Washington, 90-87 in overtime. Xavier over DePaul, 93-68. Colorado State over Fresno State, 73-61. San Fran over Pacific, 79-73. And UCLA over Oregon, 71-63. And St. Mary's over Gonzaga, 64-62. And then yesterday, number 2, Purdue over number 6, Wisconsin, 75-69. Loyola Chicago over Davidson, 76-63. Iona over Rider, 94-93. Mount St. Mary's over Siena, 68-61. Marist over St. Peter's, 63-52. Fairfield over Manhattan, 77-68. Quinnipiac over Canisius, 88-63. Greensboro over Furman, 89-87. Purdue Fort Wayne over Youngstown State, 82-78. Rice State over Northern Kentucky, 85-78. Milwaukee over IPY, 87-67. Tulane over Temple, 92-80 in overtime. South Dakota State over South Dakota, 70-67. SMU over UAB, 72-69. Villanova over Providence, 68-50. Number 14, Illinois over Nebraska, 87-84 in OT. And number 11, Arizona over Stanford, 82-71. All right, and then tonight's game, 7 o'clock ESPN, Miami, Virginia. My lines for this is Virginia 4.7 total, 138 in the 10th, and it is, let's see. 5.5 and 132.5. I like the over. Incarnate Word, Southeast Louisiana. My line's Southeast Louisiana, 8.1, total 143 and 3/20. And 7.5, 138.5. Over. Morgan State and NC Central, 7:30. My line is NC Central 7.1, total 143 and 11/20. And it is 8.5 and 148.5. Under. Howard, Delaware State. My line is Delaware State 3.25, total 45 and 11/20. And it is, I don't even see it. Howard 1.5, total 141.5. That's a hard one. So I'm gonna go take Delaware minus or plus the points in the money line. Coppin State, SC State. My line is SC State 7.3, total 139 and 7/20. And it is 8.5 and 135.5. Over. Northwestern State, Nichols. My line is Nichols 9.1, total 149 and 3/20. And it is 5.5 and 143.5. Over. Houston Christian, New Orleans. My line is New Orleans 3.7, total 53 and 1/20. And it is 6.5 and 161.5. Under. Norfolk State, Maryland Eastern, 8 o'clock. My line is Norfolk 5.7, total 136 and 9/20. And it is 8.5 and 132.5. So I'm going to go with the over on this one. A&M Commerce and McNeese. My line is McNeese 14.6, total 142 and 1/20. And it is 18.5 and 135.5. Over. Bethune-Cookman and Alabama A&M. That game's actually at 8:30. My line's Bethune 2.3 to 149 and 17/20, and it is 1.5 and 146.5. Over. A lot of overs today. Pine Bluff Prairie View. My line is Pine Bluff 0.8 total 156 and 20th. And it is we don't have a lineup for that yet. Oh well. Grambling Alcorn. My line is Alcorn 0.2 to 142 in 3/5, and it is 2.5 and 135.5. Over. Florida and Alabama State. My line is Alabama State by 9.5 to 143 1/4. And it's 8.5 and 137.5. I'll take the over. 9 o'clock on ESPN, number 8, Kansas and Kansas State. My line's Kansas by 2 total 143 and 17/20. And it's 4.5 and 144.5. I'll take State plus the points, the cover. ESPN 2, Southern Jackson State. My line is Jackson State 1.7 total 156 and 19/20. And we have Jackson State 1.5 Total 145.5. Slight over. Idaho, Sacramento State. My line, Sac State 4.1. Total 139 and 3/10. It's 4.5 and 131.5. I like the over. And 10 o'clock Eastern Washington, Portland State. My line's State by 3/5. Total 145 and 17/20. And it's Eastern Washington 5.5. Total 149.5. Oh, I like Portland State plus the points and plus 184 outright. That's way too many points. Wow. All right, now we'll move on to the NBA. We will go over the results from the weekend and look ahead to tonight's slate. Friday, Clippers over the Pistons, 136-125. Heat over the Wizards, 110-102. Hawks over the Suns, 129-120. Kings over the Pacers, 133-122. Rockets over the Raptors, 135-106. Warriors over the Grizzlies, 121-101. Magic over the T-Wolves, 108-106. Thunder over the Hornets, 126-106. Pelicans over the Spurs, 114-113. Nuggets over the Blazers, 120-108. Saturday, Nets over the Sixers, 136-121. Hawks over the Warriors, 141-134 in OT. Kings over the Bulls, 123-115. Bucks over the Mavs, 129-117. Lakers over the Knicks, 113-105. And the Cavs over the Spurs, 117-101. Sunday, Magic over the Pistons, 111-99. Suns over the Wizards, 140-112. Celtics over the Grizzlies, 131-91. Pacers over the Hornets, 115-99. Clippers over the Heat, 103-95. T-Wolves over the Rockets, 111-90. Thunder over the Raptors, 135-127 in double OT. Jazz over the Bucks, 123-108. And the Nuggets over the Blazers, 112-103. Have the Bucks won with Doc Rivers yet? Yeah, they have won a game with Doc. Okay. All right, and then tonight's game, 7 o'clock, you have the Lakers and the Hornets from Charlotte. My line is the Lakers 4.25, so 230 and 17/20. And if LeBron doesn't play, Charlotte's favored. If AD doesn't play, Charlotte's favored. And the Lakers are giving a whopping 11.5, total 227. I like the Hornets plus the points. I think everyone's overreacting to that Knicks game. Give me Charlotte plus the points. It's the letdown spot potentially. Kings, Cavs. My line is the Cavs 4.25, total 230. And it's 4.5 and 235 under. Mavs, Sixers. My line is the Mavs 2.25, total 230 and 7/10. And it is 1.5, 243. I like the under. 7:30 Clippers, Hawks. My line is the Clippers 4.25, total 237 and a fifth. And it is 3 and 242. I like the under. And you have an NBA TV, the Warriors and the Nets. Mine's Brooklyn by 2, total 233 and 9/10. And it is 1.5, 237.5. I like the under. And last but not least, 8 o'clock, Raptors, Pelicans. My line is the Pelicans 8.5, total 230 and 3/5. And it's 11.5 and 230. I like the Raptors getting 11.5. That's a lot of points. Okay, NHL, we have 2 games tonight as the league resumes from the All-Star break. 2 games, 7 o'clock, Avs Rangers from MSG. Boy, are the Rangers under some pressure to play better in the second half of the season. They're slight favorites, minus 115. The Avs are minus 105, over under 6.5. Overs even money, unders minus 122. Avs plus 1.5 is minus 260. Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 210. I like the over at even money. That's a good one. And then Isles Leafs. Leafs minus 166. Isles plus 138. Over under 6.5. Over is minus 120. Under is minus 102. Isles plus 1.5 is minus 176. Leafs minus 1.5 is plus 146. This is a hard one, but I'm going to go with under 3.5 Leafs goals at minus 110. Okay, now move on to soccer from the weekend. we will talk about all the weekend's notable results. We got anything going on today. We'll start with La Liga. Friday, Athletic over Mallorca 4-0. Saturday, Valencia over Almeria 2-1. Granada over and Las Palmas 1-1 draw. Barcelona over. Excuse me. Barcelona over Alaves 3-1. Girona Real Sociedad 0-0 draw. And Sunday, the Real Cadiz 0-0 draw. Celta Vigo versus Osasuna 3-0. Betis Getafe 1-1 draw. Real Madrid Atletico 1-1 draw. And then 3 o'clock, you have Rayo and Sevilla this afternoon. Rayo plus 150, Sevilla plus 250, draw plus 210. I like the draw plus 210. ELC from the weekend. Friday, Leeds over Bristol City 1-0. Saturday, QPR over Blackburn 2-1. Huddersfield over Sheffield Wednesday 4-0. Hull over Millwall 1-0. Norwich City over Coventry 2-1. Preston over Ipswich 3-2. Southampton over Rotherham 2-0. Leicester over Stoke 5-0. Plymouth over Swansea 1-0. Cardiff over Watford 1-0. And West Brom over Birmingham 1-0. And it's Sunday, Borough Sunderland 1-1 draw. EPL. Saturday, Everton, Tottenham 2-2 draw. Brighton over Crystal Palace 4-1. Burnley, Fulham 2-2 draw. Newcastle, Luton 4-4 draw. Aston Villa over Sheffield United 5-0. And then Sunday, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest 1-1 draw. Wolves over Chelsea 4-2. Man United over West Ham 3-0. And Arsenal over Liverpool 3-1. And then today, 3 o'clock, you have Brentford and Man City. Man City, obviously, minus 310. Brentford, 8-1. The draw plus 440. I like over 3.5 goals at plus 124. Serie A, Friday, Lecce over Fiorentina 3-2. Saturday, Empoli, Genoa 0-0 draw. Udinese, Monza 0-0 draw. Milan over Frosinone 3-2. Bologna over Sassuolo 4-2. Sunday, Torino, Salernitana 0-0 draw. Napoli over Verona 2-1. Atalanta over Lazio 3-1. Inter Milan over Juventus 1-0. And then today, 2:45, you have AS Roma and Cagliari. Roma minus 220. Cagliari 6-1. The draw's plus 320. And we're going under 2.5 goals at even money. Bundesliga. Friday, Heidenheim, Dortmund, 0-0 draw. Saturday, Bayern over Gladbach 3-1. Bremen over Mainz 1-0. Stuttgart over Freiburg 3-1. Leverkusen over Darmstadt 2-0. Bochum, Augsburg 1-1 draw. Cologne over Frankfurt 2-0. And then Sunday, Wolfsburg, Hoffenheim 2-2 draw. RB Leipzig over Union Berlin 2-0. French League 1. Friday, PSG over Strasbourg 2-1. Saturday, Rennes over Montpellier 2-1. Lens over Nantes 1-0. And then yesterday, Monaco over Le Havre AC. I'm sorry, that was a 1-1 draw. Lille over Clermont 4-0. Lorient over Metz 2-1. Toulouse over Reims 3-2. Brest Nice 0-0 draw. And Lyon over Marseille 1-0. Liga MX from the weekend. Friday, Cruces over Querétaro 3-1. Puebla over Mazatlan 3-2. Saturday, Toluca over Leon 4-1. Juarez, Necaxa 2-2 draw. Tigres, Unam 2-2 draw. Pachuca over Tijuana 3-2. And America Monterrey 1-1 draw. And then yesterday, Atlas over Santos 3-0. And Guadalajara over Athletic San Luis 2-0. And then a couple of friendlies from the weekend. Miami over HKL 4-1. And then coming up is Miami against Vissel Kobe. In the Women's Super League, Saturday, Aston Villa, Bristol City 2-2 draw. And then yesterday, Man United over Brighton 2-0. West Ham over Arsenal 2-1. Man City over Leicester 2-0. Liverpool, Tottenham 1-1 draw. Chelsea over Everton 3-0. And then Dutch Eredivisie. Friday, Almere City over Excelsior 2-1. Saturday, FC 20 over RKC Waldwick 3-0. Fortuna Henry 3-3 draw. Ajax PSV 1-1 draw. NEC over Heracles 3-1. And then Sunday, Go Ahead Eagles over Vitesse 2-0. Feyenoord over AC Alkmaar 1-0. FC Utrecht over FC Volendam 4-2. And PC Zwolle over Sparta 2-0. Scottish Premiership, Saturday, Aberdeen Celtic 1-1 draw. Hearts over Dundee 3-2. St. Mirren over Hibernian 3-0. Motherwell and Kilmarnock 1-1 draw. Rangers over Livingston 3-0. And St. Johnstone over Ross County 1-0. And then that's really it. Saudi Pro League comes back on Wednesday. So that's really it for soccer. Now we're going to talk about the NFL Pro Bowl. And we will talk about how that played out. And that was fun. I tuned in a little bit. So, the Sunday activities. Tic-tac-toe. NFC beats the AFC 12-9. Flag football first quarter. AFC beats the NFC 21-19. Move the chains. NFC over the AFC 22-21. Flag football second quarter. AFC over the NFC 26-14. But overall, AFC over the NFC 47-36. Madden NFL head-to-head. But the game was played live on Saturday at 7. The AFC beat the NFC 47-39. Gridiron Gauntlet Race 1, AFC over the NFC 47-42. So, these scores that I'm accumulating is everything combined. Best catch, the NFC wins. Again, within 2. Gridiron Gauntlet Race 2, the NFC takes a 1-point lead. Flag football, so the NFC outscored the AFC 7-6 in the third quarter. NFC 55-53 lead. Tug of war, the NFC wins a 2-0 sweep. Goes off 58-53. And then the flag football fourth quarter, both teams scored 6 each, but the NFC wins overall 64-59 over the AFC in the Pro Bowl. All right, NHL All-Star Weekend was this weekend as well, so we will touch on that really quickly. So, the winner of fastest skater was Connor McDavid. One-timers was Nathan McKinnon. Passing challenge, Elias Pettersson. Hardest shot, Cale Makar. Stick handling, Connor McDavid. Accuracy shooting, Connor McDavid. One-on-one on the goaltender. They got the most points was Cam Talbot. The obstacle course, Connor McDavid. So the skills competition, Connor McDavid won. And then the semifinal games. The first semifinal game, Team McDavid beat Team McKinnon 4-3 in a shootout. Second semifinal game, Team Matthews beat Team Hughes 6-5 in a shootout. And then the final, Team Matthews beats Team McDavid 7-4 to win the All-Star game. So I was correct with Team Matthews winning the All-Star game. And Mr. Matthews was your MVP, which is pretty neat for Toronto. Now I'll move on to golf. The Pro AM got rained out yesterday, so the event will finish today. Actually, it did finish today. Your winner with the score of 17 under, Wyndham Clark. Second, 16 under, Ludwig Aberg. Third, 15 under, Matthew Pavon. Tied for fourth with 14 under, Thomas Dietrich, Mark Hubbard. Tied for sixth with 13 under, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas. Taylor Hogue, Jason Day. 10th with 12 under, Sam Burns. Tied for 11th, 11 under, Justin Rose, Patrick Cantlay, Keegan Bradley. Tied for 14th with 10 under, Eric Cole, Colin Morikawa, Saiwoo Kim, Emiliano Grillo, Bayo Hostler, Peter Malnati. Tied for 20th with 9 under, Cam Davis, JT Potts, and Evan Van Rooyen, Adam Scott, Thiglia, Christian Ziedenhout. Tied for 26th with 8 under, Chris Kirk, Seb Straka, Denny McCarthy, Luke List, Alex Loren, Tommy Fleetwood, tied for 31st with 7 under, with Sam Ryder, Tom Kim, S.H. Kim, Seamus Power, Corey Connors, Nicholas Hojard, Bian Ganon, tied for 39th with 6 under, Taylor Montgomery, Adam Putnam, Kurt Katayama, Adam Hadwin, Matt McNeely, Matt Webb Simpson, Jordan Spieth, Matt Kuchar, tied for 47th with 5 under, Brandon Wu, Taylor Moore, Tony Fino, Adam Svensson, Adam Schenk, Nate Hardy, Ricky Fowler, tied for 54th with 4 under, J.J. Spawn, Keith Mitchell, Xander Schauffele, Brian Harmon, tied for 58th with 3 under, Ben Griffin, Ryan Henley, Brendan Todd, Victor Hoven, Lucas Hodges, CAU, Lucas Glover, Matt Fitzpatrick, tied for 66 with 2 under, Max Homa, Sungjae Im, Rory McIlroy, Grayson Murray, 70th with 1 under, Cam Young, tied for 71st with, at even, Nate Taylor, Stefan Yeager, Hideki Matsuyama, Mackenzie Hughes, 75th with 1 over, Alex Molly, 76th with 2 over, Harry English, 77th with 3 over, Hayden Buckley, 78th with 4 over, Davis Riley, 79th with 5 over, Patrick Rogers, and 80th with 7 over, Nick Dunlap. Next tournament, the Phoenix Open, begins on Thursday the 8th. We will preview and pick that on Thursday morning's podcast. All right, the NASCAR season unofficially started on Saturday night as the race got moved. It was the Busch Light at the Coliseum. Your winner was Denny Hamlin. Second was Kyle Busch. Third, Ryan Blaney. Fourth, Joey Logano. Fifth, Kyle Larson. Sixth, Alex Bowman. Seventh, Chase Briscoe. Eighth, Brad Keselowski. Ninth, Martin Truex Jr. 10th, William Byron. The rest, Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace, Jonathan Nemechek, Tyler Riddick, Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Corey LaJoie, Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Noah Gragson, Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, who was my pick. He didn't finish the race. And then in the cellar was Todd Gilliland. So, Thursday the 15th are the Bull Green Vacation Duels. The truck race is Friday night, the 16th. The truck race is Saturday the 17th, and then the Daytona 500 is the 18th. Okay, now move on to the news and notes. We have a lot to talk about from the weekend. We're going to rapid fire news and notes. Obviously that Laker-Knick game Saturday night. So LeBron James used a Knicks towel to pressure the Lakers as he was sending a message to the Lakers front office by using a Knicks towel. Like, hey, get me some help. That's funny. Chris Finch is the coach of the West in the All-Star game. Doc Rivers will coach the East. The Hornets may be open to re-signing Gordon Hayward if he's not traded. The Mavericks are eyeing Kyle Kuzma and P.J. Washington to counter defensive struggles. The Nets rejected 2 first-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, you're not going to get more than that for him. And who was stupid enough to give up 2 firsts for Dorian Finney-Smith? He's not that good. Maybe 1 first for him, but 2? Give me a break. Who's that desperate? Joel Embiid is to miss an extended period of time as he will undergo procedure on his knee or on his meniscus, so we won't see Embiid for a while. Bradley Beal had his first game back in D.C. the other day. And then LeBron made a viral post the other day and undecided on next year's contract. And then LeBron went off on Trae Young missing the All-Star game. Well, guess what? Trae Young's team stinks. And then LeBron defended Joel Embiid for missing games before the knee injury news. And the funny thing is that LeBron got a nice hand at the Garden because there's some rumors that he thought about the Knicks, like joining the Knicks. That's something to keep an eye out for this summer. And the other part of this is that Rich Paul and Leon Rose hashed out issues. So that is something to remember come the summer. Dan Quinn hired as the new Commanders coach. And he's bringing in former Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury as their new offensive coordinator after Cliff's deal with the Raiders fell through. So that's a big hire for Dan Quinn. And then the ex-Bears offensive coordinator Luke Getsy looks like he's getting the Raider OC job. And then the talk at the Senior Bowl is that most people believe that the Bears will stay at number 1. I think that's interesting, but what if Caleb Williams stinks right away and it isn't good right away and Justin Fields goes to a new team and is awesome? Like, that's not great. But the only reason why they'll do it so they don't have to pay Justin Fields and they don't want to make the same mistake the Giants made with Daniel Jones last year. Joe Thuney can miss the Super Bowl due to the pectoral issue. He's in danger of not playing, so that's not great for the Chiefs. Baker and the Bucks to pursue a deal, so that's interesting. Mike Evans may get $25 to $30 million a year as he's expected to become one of the highest paid receivers in the league. Desire for total control over football operations, one of the several reasons from teams of why Bill Belichick did not get hired. Stephon Diggs unsure of his future as he's ready to go no matter which way it goes. Bucs center Ryan Jensen is retiring. That's not surprising, but he's had a great career. A lot of injury issues over the last couple of years for him. People around the league are keeping an eye on the Minnesota Vikings as a team that can move up to draft a quarterback. Maybe they get rid of Cousins and do it. That'd be something. Caleb Williams on anti-Bears as the quarterback's camp denies rumors that he doesn't want to go to Chicago. The league studied turf injuries as the league found similar rates on non-contact injuries in 2023 on grass versus artificial surfaces. Christian McCaffrey cannot afford a Super Bowl suite as Lisa McCaffrey says that Christian and Olivia Cupo are not paying $2.5 million for the asking price. Huh. That's according to Christian McCaffrey's mom. Deion Sanders is teaching a class. It's called Primetime Public Performance and Leadership, as he teaches a lesson on NIL. Michael Penix did not play in the Senior Bowl. And then the Senior Bowl players honored Jimmy Buffett, which was awesome. The U.S. men's national team group stage will be held in LA and Seattle. And the final in 2026 is being held right here in our tri-state area at MetLife Stadium. That's awesome. Zach LaVine out for the season with surgery on his right foot. That's not surprising. Mbappe to join Real Madrid once PSG contract expires this summer. So that's big soccer news right there. Tyson Fury against Usyk got moved to May 18th. So that's interesting. So the Yankees to play a Mexican team as they are playing a 2-game exhibition series in Mexico City in spring training. So that's interesting. The NHL is going back to the Olympics as they will return to the games for the first time since 2014 and 2026. That's big news. And a new NHL international tournament as the league announces 4 nations face off in 2025 between U.S., Canada, Finland, and Sweden. So that's interesting. Sean Monahan got traded to the Winnipeg Jets from Montreal for a 2024 first and a 2027 conditional third. So Montreal did a good job getting a first for Monahan. The Jets are playing really well this year, and they needed some depth. The Kings fired Todd McClellan. Jim Hiller intern for the remainder of the year. That kind of came out of nowhere. Kings made the playoffs the last couple of years. And where things stand right now, they are in 4th. And they're in one of the wild cards. So that's odd of a team in a wild card to fire a coach. And the Coyotes are staying in Arizona as the team is moving forward on plan to purchase land in North Phoenix to build a new arena. So let's hope that this works out for the Coyotes. Jerick McKinnon likely back for the Super Bowl with the groin injury, so that's good for them. The Giants block Mike Kafka from speaking to the Seahawks for their offensive coordinator role. So it looks like Mike Kafka will be staying with the Giants. And the Giants also interview Vikings defensive backs coach Durante Jones for their defensive coordinator position. I don't know if I like that one. The Vikings defense wasn't all that great. I mean, I like Brian Flores. He's a decent coordinator, but their defensive backs are not good. Baseball. Trade. Ross Stripling to the A's for outfield prospect Jonah Cox. cash considerations going to Oakland as well. So Oakland gets a veteran in there, actually making a move for a veteran. That's surprising. So Carlos Santana to the Twins 1 year, $5.25 million. Decent signing for Minnesota. The Brewers are open to more trades as they will not shut down any conversations within teams after moving Corbin Burns. So that team's blowing it up. Shohei Ohtani likely back opening day. He's very confident he'll be ready to DH against the Padres on March 20th. So that's good news for the Dodgers. And Bobby Witt Jr. and the Royals are talking extension as they've made some progress on a new deal. So that's huge for KC. So there you have it for the news and notes. And last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. So, best bet. I am going to go with DraftKings instead of FanDuel, actually. And I'm going to lay a 1/10 of a unit. And I'm going to take Eastern Washington getting the points against... Portland State getting the points against Eastern Washington. I know it's a Big Sky game, but both teams have the same record. And one team should not be 5.5 road favorites over the other. So I'm going to take Portland State plus 5.5 against Eastern Washington for my best bet of the day. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll be back on Tuesday recapping everything and looking at everything come Tuesday, and then we'll recap the Grammys as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.